Welcome to episode 15 of the Bettors podcast. As always, we join you live from across the nation. This collective of six is six of the greatest gambling minds you will ever find. Our goal is to make you more money. And with that, we're going to jump right into it with who's hot this week. HJ, you want to take a few of these away?
Oh, I was going to put on there Matthew Stafford's wife for Evan, but he wasn't on. So
If Evan jumps on here, we'll jump back to this slide. I do have
there you go.
Stafford's wife joining us. Stafford's been hot though. His wife, on the other hand, a very questionable individual.
My
Oh,
boy from Indiana got the Heisman, deservingly so. Diego showed his true colors that he didn't really have a Heisman personality in him after he lost. And the championships are New York, but I
what
bet on
a
New York to win, so that was good for HJ.
what a loss that Diego Pava is now hated, and now he's got to wake up and go against Phil Parker's defense. I mean, just that's not a good look for him.
Did you see the meme of him that was like everyone's height? 6'5", 6'4", 6'2", 6'1", and they're all sitting next to each other. He looks significantly shorter than everybody else, and it said someone's
Yeah,
lying on their stat sheet.
that guy's the worst.
I did in our confidence pool for Bull Pick'em. I did take Iowa, and I've got it quite high on the confidence for the exact reasons that Winkleman said.
The line did shift today.
What is the line? We'll
It
get to
was
it
five and a
probably.
half. Now it's almost like I think it's 4.5 now.
Jeez.
The other thing I got to say about this slide, so we'll get into it later. I've officially watched part of my first two NBA games of the year. So shout out PGZ. He's locking into the association. I watched part of the Knicks Spurs NBA Cup championship game. But did anyone see the video of Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson
I was gonna
after the
say
game?
Jalen Brunson is on the IR because his butthole from Josh Hart's finger.
Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't see
Oh, I
it.
He
didn't
literally
watch the
shoved his
NBA.
thumb up his butthole.
So they're giving out the trophy and they're all like jumping around, and Josh Hart just takes his hand and credit card swipes Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Brunson gets so mad at him. It is actually, and they played together at Villanova, so I'm sure they're friends.
Oh yeah, they're
It
like
is,
best friends.
it is so great because Josh Hart just keeps like celebrating like nothing happened, and Brunson just is so mad.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, good Lord.
And the hottest of all hot, he's high stepping, he's grittying into the end zone. JJ McCarthy's back. You guys have a couple more seasons with him, Vikings fans. Good luck.
This is my thought on the Vikings. If you can get Joe Burrow in the offseason, you do it.
It's not
If
gonna
you
happen.
can't, you stay course one more season. One more. That's it.
Why can that not happen, AG? We can
They
get
don't.
Yeah,
Joe
why not?
Burrow.
They have about half the draft capital that the Rams have. If Joe Burrow's going anywhere, it's LA.
We'll take Stafford.
Oh,
Stafford's gonna retire once we win the Soupy.
He ain't gonna
I
retire. He doesn't want to go home to his wife, his
AG,
bitch of a
I'll give you
wife.
$100 if Joe Burrow goes to LA over the Minnesota Vikings.
we found our off-season story. We're gonna be like Cowherd. We're gonna have the podcast going all off-season, and all we're gonna talk about is Joe Burrow to either LA or Minnesota. We found it. One more. Hannah cannot answer this. One more person that's hot this week. Your very own PGZ. He got two people this week that gave him a celebrity lookalike, and they picked the exact same person. Random dude at a bar and my new boss both said, "You know who you look like," and named the same person. PGZ is hot. Can anyone guess who my celebrity lookalike is?
Uh,
Joe Biden.
Robert De Niro.
Joe Biden,
He's an NFL quarterback. It is not JJ McCarthy.
Matt
Jo-
Ryan.
Josh Dobbs.
How did nobody get this? It's my celebrity lookalike, you chumps. Figure it out.
Shut
Just
up.
Matt Ryan's not a bad guess.
Deshaun Watson.
Two people. It's now up to four in my lifetime. Brock Purdy.
I
Dude at the
don't
bar.
see it at all.
I
I
walked in
don't
with the
see it.
ball. I walked in with a ball cap that said Phoenix. The dude at the bar legitimately, because Brock Purdy's from, the Phoenix area, he thought I was Brock Purdy. He just kept staring at me, and I'm like, why is this guy
Did
staring
he
at me?
did he look at your belly?
I called my dad and I said, I got mistaken for Brock Purdy twice this week. Imagine if I was in shape, what they would think.
When I first met Paul Gallagher, he told me a celebrity crush lookalike was Christian McCaffrey.
Jesus, who is telling this guy this?
I still don't see it.
So speaking of, let's go to who's cold this week. Double G, thanks for jumping in. We got to talk about your Chiefs a little, Double G. How you feeling?
Not great. Hopefully Mahomes has a healthy recovery, but the other two guys you see in the picture,
I
other
mean,
three guys, Reed, Jones, and Kelsey, might be time.
did Chris Jones actually not know that they were eliminated?
No.
Who knows?
Who
Unfortunately,
knows?
these guys are so focused on the game, They've been good. It was a good run, but it's time to retool. Simple as
End
that.
end of an era.
I don't
Yep.
know if it's time to get rid of Andy Reid. That might be aggressive.
Does anyone believe in the Brady Mahomes parallels as far as
Oh,
the knee injury, missing the playoff stuff, or not?
it's like the exact same timeline. That's wild.
And we see the tweet that was Raiola seeing Mahomes towards ACL. No, he has to.
Yes.
Well,
It's
I
like-
also saw Raiola to Texas Tech.
No, the Brendan Sorsby, his girlfriend just
He's saying like
transferred
he's
there.
copying Patrick Mahomes going to Texas
Oh, I
Tech.
gotcha. He might.
I
I heard LSU for Raiola.
put Raiola on this slide not because he's cold, because the Nebraska football program is cold. All of our Nebraska followers, especially Slip Socks, just a poverty. You've got a basketball team, it looks like this year, but a poverty football program. The best player that's ever committed there is now leaving. So good luck to Nebraska moving forward. And then HJ, Jerry Jones, you had him on Who's Hot for a couple of weeks. I think that was premature. You got to answer for Jerry Jones.
Well, I don't disagree with what he's doing on the offensive standpoint with the Cowboys, but defense looks very subpar. If you let JJ McCarthy get 250 passing yards and a rushing touchdown on you, that's pretty pathetic. But also, the trade seemed to be in their favor. Parsons, he just tore his ACL. He's gonna be out now.
No, good point on that. I was going to say
Also,
they traded. Go ahead.
it wasn't JJ, it was 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 9. You went 9, even 9.
Speaking of that, we'll get into it later, but the Packers definitely could have made the Who's Cold slide. I did not have them on there for one reason and one reason only. We've got the matchup of the week. Packers and Bears. Huge matchup. The Packers are reeling. The Bears are hot as can be, coming off a big win in negative 20-degree weather against Shador Sanders. We've got Double G with the Packers, CJ with the Bears. What do you see happening in Sunday's game, Double G?
Yeah, it was a good matchup the first go around, Packers by 6 or 7. The line right now, I believe, is Packers by 1.5, but the injuries last week to Watson and Parsons, and there was one other person, or Tucker Kraft earlier in the year. I see it hard to overcome if the Bears are a serious contender. CJ, what do you think?
I would agree. I'm taking Bears in this. They have a Dunze, Swift, and Burden. Not the
Oh,
Burdens.
Doomsday might be out.
Yeah, they're all questionable. And Edmonds, their linebackers on the IR still, but I don't know. I just pick on these games. You pick the home team, and especially if it's a coin flip, I'm taking Bears plus money. Yeah, every day of the week.
The
Our
Bears.
loyal fan base, Matt DeBaker said Packers season is done.
Matt DeBaker is as depressed as our neighbor who lives next to us, who's a Cowboys fan. Matt DeBaker had a 10-3 fantasy team, best team in our league by far, loses first round of the playoffs, gets upset, and then the Packers just fall apart on Sunday. Matt DeBaker is officially on watch. We just got to keep an eye on that guy. Everybody check in on our loyal follower, Matt DeBaker. And on the other side, I tried like heck to get Monty Deuce on the pod this week. If the Bears pull out a huge victory against the Packers, we got to get him on next week. Monty Deuce has got to be riding a high right now with his Bears. What do you got?
I just want our viewers to be informed. The game's actually on Saturday night, not Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So it's a night game. It's going to be chilly. I don't know. This seems like a Matt LaFleur type of spot.
It does. I don't. Ben Johnson's going to bite his words. He's already 0 for 1 against him. But he said, I'm looking forward to beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. That's the only reason I would say the Packers win, because LaFleur is just going to take this so personally. But no, give me Bears.
Speaking of celebrity lookalikes, this was also the matchup of the week because Ben Johnson, he's got some Connor Winkleman in him, and Matt LaFleur, he's definitely got some Suave double G in him. So the celebrity lookalike, we've got Brock Purdy, we've got Ben Johnson, and Matt LaFleur all covered right now. That being said, of the celebrity lookalikes, I'm the only one that truly looks better than his celebrity lookalike. So we're gonna.
Jesus. You look like Tom Brady's draft pick or his draft photo.
Let's get that picture on the pod next week.
I got it. I'll send it.
I look like Tom Brady's draft picture, and I feel like Eddie Lacy when he came to training camp that one year. All right. I was hoping we'd have one of our proud college football huge mega fans on the pod at this point. He is currently rocking a baby to sleep, so he may be joining us, that being Dudley. I wanted to spend a little time on college football. We've got the playoff bracket up right now. I think the only game of note out of the first four is definitely Alabama, OU. It's at OU. OU, I believe, is a 1.5 point favorite right now. But I want to play a little game. So I'm going to give everybody time. I'll start with mine. I want everybody's prediction for the championship of the college football playoff. I've got a wild one.
Texas Tech, Georgia, I'm going to go with.
Okay. Hannah's is actually a little bit similar to mine. I'm going to take Georgia over the Oregon Ducks in my championship. So Hannah's got Texas Tech, Georgia.
Ugh.
I've got Georgia, Oregon. Who else is ready for their championship prediction?
Indiana versus Ohio.
You've got the Big Ten rematch, AG. All right.
I'm going Tech, Ohio State. And also, not to change the subject, JMU 17.5 points or whatever it is, I am taking that every day. They're going to keep it way closer than what people think.
Also, what's the Tulane line? Ole Miss just lost their coach and like all their staff.
Well, two of these are actually kind of recent rematches. Alabama and Oklahoma played at Bama a few weeks back, and Tulane, I remember it was Winkleman's dog of the week. They went to Ole Miss like in weeks 5 and got absolutely boat raced.
Pounded. It was almost like I should have lost more points for it.
Tulane is an underdog by 17.5. James Madison is now up to 21 points.
Whew.
Oh,
What's
God.
the Miami A&M? I think those teams are both kind
Three.
of frauds.
3.5.
Plus,
A&M.
I have on my book +3 Miami, and that's +105. So I think they're pretty heavy on A&M.
Yeah, it's 3.5 on DraftKings. I'm looking at it. I will
The
take
over under of Bama, Oklahoma, 40.
39
That feels
and a
way
half.
too low because Oklahoma. I mean, it might be cold, but it shouldn't be like any crazy weather in
That's how
Oklahoma.
good. That's how good the Oklahoma defense is. Who thought we'd be saying those words?
Personally, I like Oregon's path. Texas Tech is solid, but Texas
What
Tech, I
what
I
does
cannot.
Texas Tech not do?
So Oregon's got one loss this year. It's to Indiana. Indiana looks like they're the best team. I unfortunately believe Indiana maybe already won their national championship. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I think. Oregon, I can't unsee what that O line did to my Iowa Hawkeyes. I feel like that O line has figured it out. Dan Lanning is on cocaine and he is certifiably insane. I think Oregon makes the natty, but loses to the Georgia Bulldogs.
No.
Double G, you got a prediction before we move on?
Yeah, I'll go Ohio State over Alabama.
If Bama gets out of the first, Bama's got a good chance of getting there.
I just did it to be something different. I think Ohio State is going
Those
to win, though.
okay, very
Yeah,
fun.
we're
And
gonna take
then
Ohio.
yours truly, a 20%er, one of the few in the world that still likes college football bowl games. So I wanted to throw up a few of the bowl games. Some of these, it's because of the matchup. Some of these, like the Pop Tarts Bowl, it's because it's the Pop Tarts Bowl. I wanted to throw up a few of these. These are probably the most notable ones moving forward. I think the only one that we really need to spend much time on, though, to be honest, is Vandy, Hawkeyes, Raymond James Stadium there in Tampa. I like the Hawkeyes to win that one, Wakelman.
I do too. Vandy's got too many distractions. Iowa is just gonna take care of business, I think. This reminds me of when Minnesota, not fully, but Minnesota played Auburn down in Florida, and Minnesota just boat raced them. And it's a Big Ten SEC matchup again. Iowa's not going to make mistakes. They're going to shut down Vandy's offense. I like Iowa.
It used to be the Outback Bowl, right?
Yes,
Was that
Correct.
when Minnesota beat Auburn? Was that the Outback Bowl or was that a different one?
I think it was the Outback Bowl.
It's got to be either the Outback, the Citrus, or whatever the Pop Tart used to be called, because those are the three big ones that are in Florida.
Look, Outback Bowl 2020.
Yep.
No,
Considering
that
it's
was COVID though.
No, no, it wasn't.
It was before COVID.
It's
It would have
not
been
then.
it would have been before COVID if it
It
was
was
in
just
2020.
before COVID because I remember the bar. I was actually at Floyd's in Victoria watching that game with a bunch of
Yeah, yeah.
Gopher fans. That's an earlier kickoff. That's 10 a.m. on New Year's Eve. And then, of course, we've got a few of the other big ones on here. Anything catch anybody's eye, or should we move on to our picks this week?
Oh, the picture says 11 a.m. Central Time.
Oh, 10 a.m. my time. Sorry. I was looking at my phone. All right, CJ, I had you first on here for a couple different reasons. I like your NFL slate this year. This week, we already talked Packers Bears, but really, you're our guy. We got to know about the Final Four in the FCS. I've got the Montana State, massive rivalry game on there. Who knows what the weather will be like for that one? And then the upset Cinderella darling of the whole tournament, Illinois State and Villanova in the other game. What do you like in FCS this weekend, Winkleman?
I have pegged outside of obviously Illinois State upsetting NDSU. Then I didn't have Villanova coming out last round against Tarleton. They barely snuck it out, but I've pegged every single game correctly in FCS playoffs. This one, Montana State beat Montana a couple weeks ago in the Battle of the Wild or whatever it is, by a couple points. I think I'm still going to go Montana State. Montana's playing the better football right now, but home field is massive in the state of Montana. I'm going to take Montana State to win, but I'm going to take Montana to cover 4.5. So it's going to be a close game again. Montana State money line is probably just the play I'm going to play. And then I am going to take Illinois State to beat Villanova. I'm just going to do a money line again on that one. And I'll probably do the over 52.5 on that one. That might be a 70-point game.
And AG, you might get into this on your slide. Any thoughts on Jags at Broncos?
Yeah, I'll get into it on my slide.
I'm
I want to
weirdly,
hear what Wink has to say first.
I just know what you're gonna say, AG.
What am I gonna say?
You're gonna say take the Broncos.
Well, yeah, you got the answers to the questions before
Let's
before
jump
the
to that. All
exam.
right, AG, I'm dying to hear about that one. Please start there.
All right, well, I'll start with women's college basketball.
Oh
As you
my
can see, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 on the season. You have to follow the Twitter. I mean, the lines. I'm a season ticket holder to both the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones women's. You got to follow the Twitter to get the picks for that. Anyways, I also have Iowa +6 here. I took it a little bit ago. They had 0 opt-outs for the bowl game, which is actually pretty impressive. In this day and age in college football to have everybody at least
I'm
say they're
telling you,
playing.
I've liked this team all year. They got heart, and that just
Um,
proves it right there.
Yep. And then Iowa does play UConn in women's college basketball Saturday. I would take UConn no matter what the line
Oh
is.
yeah.
I think they're going to try to keep it, within 20 points, but UConn should be like a 20 to 30 point favorite. Just watch that. In the pros, I am going to take Denver. If you look at the Jaguars schedule and tell me so people are just riding high, cowards just jerking them off the last few weeks. Look at who they've played. I mean,
Didn't they just beat the Colts?
yeah, but Danny Dimes got hurt. It was 14-7 and Danny Dimes got hurt. So does that really count?
Well, if they would have had Rivers come in, it would have counted. But yeah, until the Colts got Rivers, no, you can't count that as a good win.
And it was at the Jaguars, which the Colts have not beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville since like 2014, and Jacksonville hasn't been that good, so it's just kind of a kryptonite. But I am still until the Jaguars win the Super Bowl, I will say they are frauds. It is marrow deep. I mean, they beat the Jets, they beat the Titans, and they beat the Cardinals. Those are their last 3 out of 4 with the Colts in there. They
I
went to
completely.
overtime with the Cardinals. Wink, we
I'm with.
saw the Cardinals play. They were horrible.
This is
I'm.
this is a classic team that just whoever they're playing, that is the level they play to. It's Cardinals, they play the Cardinals level. They play the well,
Well, they
they haven't
certainly
really
didn't
played
play to the
anybody.
They didn't play to the Rams level. They got
Hell no.
absolutely blitzed.
The Rams are a juggernaut.
Anyway, so that probably should have been the game of the week. I don't know. It's for the pretty much the conference title in the NFC. Not really, but tomorrow night, Rams at
But we
Seahawks.
had no lookalikes. We didn't have any lookalikes in the Rams Seahawks.
Well, I can give you both sides because I've been going back and forth all week. This will be the last thing that I talk about. So originally I was kind of liking the Seahawks. Then Sean McVay has child, so they get a little bump there. So then I started going towards the Rams. Then I looked at the weather report. It's supposed to be under 50 degrees. The Rams are 2-7 in the last 9 games under 50 degrees that they've played in. That's including the playoffs. But then today, the Rams flight got delayed, which I think might actually help the Rams a little bit. And then the left tackle for the Seahawks is out. And the
Who's
wind, and who is very good. He would be their best offensive lineman. He's a lot better than the
which
backup.
DN is lining up against him?
One of them. One of the many. We just rotate them in. As long as it's not Fisk, we'll be good. So I still haven't given out they say it's going to be like 40 or 50 mile an hour winds, which is what we're having in Iowa right now. So I don't know if I was going to choose anything 43.5, I would probably pick the under just due to the weather. But that line might have changed. I think I put that on here this morning, but those are kind of my picks there. Texans will just absolutely destroy the worst team ever and the Las Vegas Raiders. And then I actually kind of like the Colts with Rivers to cover against the 49ers. Monday Night Football at home. The NFL will keep it close. That's all I got.
Right. Well, Double G didn't do his service this week, so I took over for him. And Double G, I'm putting you on the spot. Who's that player? I got an entry level on the right, and I've got an expert level on the left.
Um, looks like Andre Drummond on the left, but I know that's not him. Entry level on the right. Who is that
And
guy?
full disclosure, as Double G thinks about this, I mentioned earlier I watched my first two parts of NBA games this year. I caught a little bit of the NBC viewing. They were showing Nuggets Rockets, I believe, on Monday night. And then obviously the championship of the NBA Cup, Spurs Knicks last night. I caught a little bit of that one too.
Um, boy, even your entry level
The
having tough with.
the right was in a big trade with Porter.
It looks like Porter.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was. I thought it
Is
was
it
Dang.
Porter.
Cam Johnson?
There you
Cam
go.
Johnson. They literally, and that's why I put him on there. They traded the same player. I was watching the
Yeah, but
Nuggets game and I'm like, oh, he's changed numbers. And then it zoomed in. I'm like, oh, that's Cam Johnson. I could have swore it was Porter.
Porter though the last have you seen his stats like the last month?
No.
It's like him and Kevin Durant only. He's shooting at like what is it like a 60% clip, 60% from three, averaging like 30 something. I guess like this they're like this is the Michael Porter everybody thought was going to be. So I think he might have, but they were literally at the time they were literally the same player. Ah,
Does anyone know the Spurs guy?
I
Um,
feel like I
I
do.
think it almost looks like Harper, but I know it's
I can
not
give a
him.
Dang,
hint.
Did
give
he
us a
play
hint.
in did he used to play in Philadelphia?
No, he went to St. John's. That's my hint.
No, like did he play in Philly?
I don't believe so. I think he's always been on the Spurs.
Um, uh, is it Sham?
Yep.
Uh, it's like Julian Champ or something.
Julian,
Champagne.
you would think it was said champagne, but it's Julian like champagne. They say it weird. But anyway, I'm watching and he's one of the Spurs best players. They talk about his contract. 4 years, 12 million. The guy's they're getting an absolute deal. San Antonio is going to be the real deal in a couple of years with Wemby growing into his own. And then my pick of the week in NBA, if you look at the Jazz, any Jazz game, they have like the worst defense in NBA history. Basically just blindly bet their overs. The last time the Lakers played the Jazz, it was LeBron's first game back. I think they did it on purpose, knowing how bad the Jazz's defense was. Blindly take the over. The Lakers might score close to 242 themselves. Take the over in the Lakers Jazz tomorrow night. Moving into my picks, I've got three NFL games. I actually like the road team in all three of those. Eagles, Commanders. Eagles are a big road favorite. They're just going to run all over the Commanders' old defense on Saturday afternoon. And then on Sunday, I don't really understand these two lines. The Pats are dogs going to the Ravens. I feel like the Pats blew a game. They're going to play really motivated and they're just a better team. The Ravens are not that good.
That's
And
a
then
that's a trap game. That's a trap line. That means you take Ravens -3.
I thought about that, but I just can't do it. I've been following the Ravens all year and they're just a bad football team. They're
They
not very good.
uh,
And then Chargers, Cowboys, again, feels like a trap game. I don't understand why the Cowboys are favored. They just played horrible and got embarrassed by the Vikings, and the Chargers are coming off a huge win. So maybe I get trapped. Maybe Vegas has me pegged, but I'm taking the all three road teams in my NFL games this week. And then the line's not out yet. Huge Saturday college basketball game. Texas Tech. I'm following Texas Tech this year in basketball. I think they have a really good team. They've got, Toppin's little brother. Man, they have had a gauntlet of a schedule, and it's not getting any easier. Now they're going to Duke before they get into their Big 12 schedule. We know how hard the Big 12 is. So Texas Tech, even though they're 8-3, they haven't pulled out any of these close games. I don't see them beating Duke at Duke. That's a team I would pay attention to when it comes to March Madness. They've got a good coach. I think they've got a really good roster. Even if their record's not that good, I think they're going to be battle tested. So come March, I think I might be riding the Red Raiders. Just like we tried to ride them in the first round last year and they disappointed us and couldn't cover a 16.5 point spread. Do you remember that week?
Yes. Oh my God.
And then
Terrible.
it's okay that HJ had to walk out to tend to a baby because I mean, look at her games this week.
Oh God.
Absolute trash. Vikings, Giants, Falcons, Cardinals, Bengals, Dolphins. That's 6 of her games right there. And then Bucks, Panthers means something, but it doesn't mean those are good football teams. Just absolute trash slate for HJ. So we'll move on. Double G. I know you've got a few picks you like. Are you slinging a double G TD parlay this week or not?
Yeah, I got it. I just didn't have time to throw her in there. I'm taking the NFC North double GTD parlay. Josh Jacobs, Amon Ra, St. Brown plus 243. So mark that down for yourselves. I think I also forgot to put something on the Who's Hot slide. NBA on Christmas Day is back, boys. Look at these
Yeah.
NFL games and tell me you're going to watch the NFL over these NBA matchups. You're just not going to do it. The only reason you do it is because you're questioning your manhood, and we don't need to do that. Okay. Picks this week. I'm taking the Bears. Me and Wink talked it out. Ben Johnson, the last 4 years against the Packers, has gone 1-1 every year. So it came down to the last minute last time. Bears take the home field game. And even if they lose by one, you're still covered in that one. And then I am going opposite of PG, not on purpose, but I'm taking the Chargers plus 2.5. Or you're taking the
He's taking
Chargers.
the Chargers. Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
you got to
guess I
take the
guess
Chargers.
we're aligned there. And the big thing to me is like who has the better defense? The Chargers obviously have a better defense than the Cowboys. So even if they lose by two, you're still in good shape. The other thing I would say, as far as things to look for, is you got to pay attention to these NBA games about 30 minutes before tip. You get the injury report and who's not playing. Teams to watch coming up here are the Heat, the Hawks, and whoever's playing against the Warriors. I like all coming up on the slate here. So that's all I got.
Do you?
So
I'm curious on the college basketball games. Do you have any of those pegged?
I was really liking going against Creighton, but they had a nice win against the worst Division I basketball team in the nation today, Xavier.
Marquette
Um,
and Creighton are two horrible teams this year.
and that's the thing, these lines don't come out soon enough. That game's on Saturday night, and then St. Mary's or UNI at St. Mary's is like next Monday night, so I don't even know what
Mhm.
the lines are yet.
Uh,
Um,
a,
I
a,
I would love betting against Creighton right now, or taking the over in all of their games because they cannot play defense.
a couple of the
PG.
biased bettors will be in the house for the Hawkeye game Saturday afternoon. And if anybody listens to Ben McCollum's post-game press conferences, he pretty much just let the cat out of the bag that they're just going to run it up on these bad teams. I know I bet on them Sunday afternoon when they won by almost 50. He's doing it for the net or something, I guess he said in his press conference. So that's just something to be aware of for our
Hmm.
viewers.
Interesting.
So are you guys going to the Bucknell game?
Yep.
It's in Des
Oh, I
Moines.
thought. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to that other one, Grady. That
Yeah.
final.
We're going to that one too.
Oh,
Oh,
Ely
you're
and
going.
Slow.
I thought AG was talking about Iowa women's.
Well,
So you're going.
it's neutral site. I can't quite get my hands on tickets for that. They're just out of reach. They're more than free, so I can't quite get them.
Who's all going to Des Moines for the Bucknell game?
I don't believe that's any of your business.
All right. Well,
I think
Also,
I don't know. There'll be about 8 to 10,000 people there. I can't name them all.
also, this is last week. I was on boots on the ground in Purdue to watch the Gophers take on Purdue, and I hit every bet I placed on that. We were down three at half. live bet was still like 15 or something like that. Purdue started out on 29-2 run. Toilets, shout out Dudley. I'm supposed to review the toilets. The toilets were actually really nice. Very clean bathroom. Setup was a little weird, but anyways, I got boots on the ground. I'm going to Jackrabbits game. I gotta cross off Michigan State and Illinois. The bias betters, they figure out their teams, and some of them go to the games.
I'll have boots on the ground for at least one Arizona game this year, and the wife has committed. If somehow in the random draw of the first, if Iowa makes the NCAA tournament, which I expect them to, if Iowa gets drawn to San Diego, I already have commitment from the wife. We're going to the games in San Diego. It's a little hop, skip, and a jump down the 10, and we're there. So I do have commitment for boots on the ground if Ben McCullum's team happens to get picked for San Diego. One other thing we just got to get into. I thought we'd have a little time, and I'm glad we have a little time. Is anyone following this absolute fool, Rico Bosco? And is anyone following the Penn basketball program and
No.
Fran McCaffrey this year?
No.
Unfortunately, I don't waste my time with either of those things.
So Rico, just to get everyone up to speed, Rico Bosco is loyal to his guys. He loves, Alabama basketball. He loves Oregon basketball. He loves Fran McCaffrey. And so every time Iowa's losing, he's tweeting about how stupid it was that Iowa fired Fran McCaffrey. The comments back to him are just amazing. Literally, no one agrees with him at all. And Penn basketball, I know it's not a premier program, but they have been getting waxed lately. They did make it to the championship of the trash city of America, Philadelphia, and took on Villanova and just got completely waxed. They play Rutgers this weekend on Saturday, so they play a Big Ten foe, and ESPN's giving them I think it was a less than a 15% chance to win. So Penn basketball is not exactly shocking the world. What do you got, Wakeman?
We side story, we get randomly paired with a golfer out in Arizona, and he was a long time ref out east. And we had asked him, or we had told him, hey, we're from Iowa ties. He goes, oh, I used to ref games when Fran McCaffrey was coaching. And I'm like, was he the same back then? He goes, oh yeah, hothead, teed him up all the time. He said, fun fact, his dad was way worse. Shout out Kennedy Dre. The apple don't fall far from the house.
With that, we'll leave you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and make sure that the Rams do what, AG?
You got to cut Kyron Williams. Take him anytime touchdown tomorrow night.
All right. Thanks, everyone.